Okay, I think it's recording now. Perfect. I was almost entirely from the button.
Now, how about emojis?
This is gonna rock. Emojis are gonna make it rock too. Category page. For events. Such a simple concept.
All right, CSS Flexbox.
Yes.
Welcome to the Lunch and Learn about CSS Flexbox. So here's a quick overview of this presentation. First, I'm going to show you why, or list reasons why you would want to use Flexbox. And then I'm going to give a high-level overview of what it is and how to use it. And then we're going to do a live demo. So a couple disclaimers first. Flexbox is very, very complicated. There are lots of nuanced behaviors. The spec is 102 pages long. And so
Print it out?
Yes, I didn't try printing it. That's how long it would be. So everything in this presentation is incomplete in some way, and you can go. Yes, we did.
Did you start recording?
Yes, our what?
Did you start recording?
Yeah.
From where?
From there. You think I did it wrong?
Yeah,
Should I do it?
you probably
You
need
should
to
make
do
sure
it.
it's recording.
Yeah, you need to do it from your
Good
computer.
for training.
Wait, why did? Okay, do you want to set it up first? Or?
I don't know where it records when you do it here, but when you do it in your computer, as soon as you leave,
No.
you get the file.
Email someone. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I typed in my email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would work. I just did that yesterday. Did you stop it, or is
Okay.
it still going?
No, it's going. I didn't start it. Yes.
Okay.
The file is
So you're waiting till this morning.
Cool. Yeah, guess we're still going.
Yeah, that's great.
No worries.
That's
So,
what I get for ordering, waiting for
first disclaimer, Flexbox is very complicated. There's lots of rules. This presentation will not cover all of them, obviously.
When you order in the morning, they send you
Everything you
the
hear will be abbreviated in
separate
some way.
it.
But don't let that stop you from using it because it's super useful. And so this brings us to the first reason you would want to use Flexbox. People for years have been wanting to use rate center text, and CSS finally supports it with Flexbox.
No
So this has been a huge complaint about CSS, that it doesn't make it easy to do vertically centered text or boxes.
Well, you can do it.
You can do it, but it's a good
By sending
So there's job security for people.
I can
Yeah,
never
I did.
really center it.
What does it mean to vertically center text?
If you have a box and you want the text to be in the vertical middle.
Is it from the baseline or the
All right.
I don't know. What's the
Thanks,
answer?
Greg.
What's the?
Well, I don't know. That was the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of middle is very poorly defined. There's several different kinds of middle when you're talking about text. So, so that's always a little bit ambiguous. There's a lot of ambiguous terms I can use in this presentation. But so another reason you'd want to use Flexbox is if you have a ratio-based layout. For instance, if you have all these different layouts are ratio-based, well, except for this one. But yeah, just sometimes you want 2 parts width for this box, and then you want 1 part width for this box. So this is one way you use Flexbox. Another is when you have flexible bars or areas, spacers, they need to grow based on how big the container is. And there's many more. You might need to do some CSS land reversal of elements order. You might need to put find the maximum space that you can put between elements without causing wrapping. All different sorts of layouts you might need. And so this graphic is meant to explain what the basic idea of Flexbox is. The idea is that you have a large container, and then you have some smaller boxes that fit inside that container. And they wrap as text would wrap. So this element, for instance, is too large to appear in this place where it would normally lay out, because these are laid out like text. So because of that, it wraps down to the next line. And the objects continue like this until there's no more objects or there's no more space. And so just a little bit of terminology here. There's this axis and also this axis is a continuation of this previous axis. This is called the main axis. So this is the, just like one of the two dimensions in a Flexbox container. And there's also the other axes. There's one for each element called the cross axis, and it's just perpendicular to the main axis. And we'll see how those are useful later. But in this example, each of these smaller boxes have the display block value for the CSS property. And then for the outer container, this is display flex, indicating that it uses Flexbox. So the inner containers don't actually use Flexbox, they just participate in the Flexbox container. And you can change the direction of the main axis, but for this example, it's just horizontal. So let's zoom in on this one particular row and this one particular item. So you can control the alignment along the axis perpendicular to the main axis, which is called the it's called the cross axis. And by default, it is aligned to the topmost part, but you can change it using the align self property. And this will, so center will tell it you want to be center aligned with the largest object in the row. And end will say that you want it to be bottom aligned with the largest object in the row. And you can, if the main axis is vertical, then you can just imagine if we flipped the camera or the screen this way, it would be, or yeah, it would be that. And as I said before, the height of this row is determined by the largest element in the row. So different rows can have different heights in a Flexbox. Are there any questions so far? I know this is going pretty fast. All right. And so I've just been showing the default configurations mostly, but you can also choose, if you choose to have the stretch mode enabled, you can specify for individual elements how they will size relative to each other. So this is if they are all flex grow 1. They are, well, it's not a perfect illustration, but they'll be roughly the same size, unless they can't be the same size, but we'll get into that later. But the idea of flex grow is that you're specifying how much this thing grows compared to the other things. And there's other values for justify content. You can say that you want space in between the items, and so it will fill the entire row, but it will just put space in between them. What's up?
If I want to make that green box like half the parent and then the other two like quarter of the parent, would the green box have flex for like 2? And then there would have like flex for 1?
Yes. Yeah. So the total would be 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4.
So that's whatever percentage of the total.
Yeah, you can think of it like a fraction. So like if you have flex grow 2 and the total in the row is 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4, and it's 2 over 4, so it takes up half.
But if you made them all like 2, then it would still be this.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
And pretty sure these can only be integers as well. So you can't have, you have to simplify whatever ratio you have. Yeah, just different values of justify content. This will put them towards the end of the main axis. This will put them justified. And these are some examples of when you have flex direction columns. So the main axis is vertical in this case. And when you have 3 boxes and it's flex start, they appear at the top. If you have just 1 box and it's justify content center, it'll appear in the middle, which is how you do centered boxes. So here's a brief table. This is like a quick reference if you are learning Flexbox and you can't keep straight all the different properties. This is just like a good summary of all the different, most of the useful properties that you can use. And so some of these specify how the container should behave, or how all the children should behave inside the container. And those are the ones that are green. And then the red ones are like overrides or individual elements controls. So those are the red ones. This one's pretty dense, so I guess I'll leave it up for a couple more seconds. Does anybody have any questions about this table? Does it make sense? Okay.
It makes sense after previous slides that you should. It's like a summary.
So here I've got some demos. The rest of the presentation is just going to be me showing you guys some demos and we can like tweak the values and see what happens. And then there's also some links here as well.
So that CSS trick site, guide Flexbox.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I
Is
was-
this just like a sandbox where we can just like mess around with CSS things? Like,
Yes.
See the live.
Mhm.
Aha.
Yeah, so this is what happens when you have flex grow one for each thing. It's justify comment stretch.
Yeah,
So you
plus plus.
Wait, oh, plus plus, I'll make it bigger.
I wasn't just joking.
Sorry, cheer. Sorry. What is this good enough?
Uh-huh.
So each of these has flex grow one, and then we can override one of them. Let's say we want the middle one to be flex grow two. And so we say, yeah.
What?
The magic. Not super complicated, but and then let's make A to be height 7 pixels.
Like, what happens if it's flex grow 0? Does it matter?
That's a good question. Oh wait, this one's flex grow 0. I guess they collapse.
Is that
I don't have any implicit width, and I don't have any content.
I see.
So the flex space is zero.
And so let's say we wanted to change the alignment of the, so we can do align. Well, before I do that, let me show you what align content does in container. Do align content center. Or align items. And that'll center everything. And you can also do flex or end. Or start.
Oh, I thought that was the start.
Isn't it flex and
Flex. Then.
Oh, very intuitive.
What about the align self?
So align self lets you override align items for a particular item. So if you want to do align self, like start, I will make just that one.
You can also do flex basis. You can change the axes, right?
Yeah, so flex basis will specify the ideal size of an element.
Oh, wait, what is it? No, what's the one where you, sorry. What's the one where you set the, where you actually set which way it flexes? You can change that too, right?
Yeah, you mean flex direction?
Flex, right? Yeah, there you
So
go.
you can do column. So,
Yeah.
and then it's going to break because all heights need to change the widths.
Yeah.
Which is why basis is this.
Yeah.
Another reason why basis. Nice.
Oh, the container needs a height.
There you go.
Abstract art.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, what's
I don't think
Well,
basis.
just after
Well, you
basis.
flip this black, so instead of going up and right, go up, yeah, up and down.
It's not, it's the cross axis, it's not the main axis. Flex basis only affects the main axis. This is like,
Or basically rearrange them bothly. Why do you have the spaces, like some are left aligned and some are right aligned? Like
That's the flex, that's the, align
that's the flex start. So if I comment this up, this is the align cell. So now they're all controlled by the align items.
Yeah.
Oh, so if
And now it's vertical, and the off axis is the other one. It's horizontal.
So if I change this to center,
Oh, okay.
it all moves.
Wow, that's cool.
I'll just draw a border around this so we can see it.
And if you resize the browser, it'll grow the way.
Well, no. If we had it in We use flex direction, whatever. And change this back to height. And then they grow with
I see.
the size.
Oh, yeah, that would.
There's also flex shrink, which
Well, that would automatically make us go down, look good on tablet.
I'm sorry.
If you put everything in container on the current amplitude website, then you load it in Tableau. Right now, like, it doesn't, you need to scroll a lot, right, because it doesn't have like.
I'm sure you just phone. You do this.
You do this?
Does Flexbox solve the fixed flex problem? Like the fixed left column, flex right column?
Yeah, you mean if you want a fixed column, can you have one?
So I want the left column to be a fixed width and the right column to stretch with the browser.
Yes, so I'm gonna keep B in there for now, just for illustrative purposes, but you can do flex shrink 0, and that says that A cannot shrink at all. And then you do flex basis, and then you can say that's 156 pixels. So now this one will be a constant 150 pixels, and then this one.
So this is how we did the sidebar, I assume?
What's the other really tricky one? Sticky footers.
Sticky.
We have position sticky. That's pretty new.
But yeah, that's a good illustration of what flex shrink does, is it specifies how much particular, whereas flex grow specifies how much an item can grow. So it's container flex shrink plus U specify what proportion should compress its contents to accommodate the outside world. And often you usually just want that to be 0 or not like direct 1, I guess. But sometimes if you have text, then you want some things to smush more than others. And so that's when you want the actual proportions. The other one I wanted to show was just this one. And this just shows the wrapping that happens with Flexbox. So you can start off with them all on a couple rows, but then because I have some of these cells marked as flex shrink 0, they will not shrink to accommodate, so they sometimes cause wrapping to happen. And when the wrap happens, the stretchy cells will grow to fill the entire rest of the row. So there's never like an incomplete row. Although sometimes when you get down to the small size, because these are non-shrinkable, and you resize it below that size, it will start to overflow the contents of the Flexbox. So that's an artifact of Flexbox as well.
We should use that for our legends.
I do.
We should.
Or is it what order, like the top
The chart legends.
or the name of the chart?
This series.
So that's the whole presentation. Any more questions?
What if I want a block to shrink a little bit, but have a min width to it?
Yeah, so for that, you would just have you literally say min width, I think.
Okay.
Is that right, Ryan?
That can work. I think, are you talking like in a responsive design?
I don't know, it's just like, sometimes I don't want to shrink all the way to too small, like I still want to min.
Usually what I would do is, flex shrink 0, and
So
then
it
flex
doesn't-
basis for like what the minimum would be,
I see.
and then flex grow. So you're allowing it to grow, but you won't
Oh,
let
you
it
won't let
shrink
it
past
shrink. I
the
see.
basis.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, there's no more questions, and I guess we're done. Thanks, everyone.
Show Froggy.
Okay.
I think people like Froggy.
I'm not sure how to play this game, but it's a game that lets
We
you.
can play it together.
Really?
Is it all just in?
What?
Oh, right. So we need to get the frog over to the lily pad, is that it?
You should quiz people in the room.
Okay, so what would we, well, it tells you what to do, so.
What do you?
In this case, it tells you what you want to do, so. But, let's see, okay, what do we need to do now?
So wait, what we need to get?
Yeah, what is the game?
The ones that flex on their pads.
Align center like that.
No, geez, so
Oh,
this is the
I see.
box.
Should be like flex direction column or some.
Align
Oh man, I'm
center.
definitely gonna play this tonight.
Line center.
Align center.
Yeah.
Wait, is it easy?
We give you some hints here.
Justify.
So you
Justify
want to
content
move
center.
it over there?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is out of syllabus, you just, it's like.
All right, what's this one?
Sorry, I'm not reading.
Oh, it looks like more like a pad.
Space between, right?
Just by content space between.
Just about content space.
Oh,
No, not
Oh,
quite.
almost.
Quite. Oh, I think it's space around.
Might be.
Yeah.
Whoa. What is space around?
I can't describe this one.
So it means you get, it's like space between is just, there's only two spaces, right? So it's just between the two, but space around means you also get space on the outside edge.
Okay,
You get gutters on the ends as well as space around.
I see.
All right, what about this one?
Such a disappointing goes
Love this one.
Expectations low. Yeah.
Space between.
This one's good too, right?
This was a horrible Caesar salad that I was trying to do.
Justify content.
It shouldn't order things that I expected, or like,
Yeah.
that other restaurants do.
That's why I ordered.
That's really
What do you
No,
order?
it looks like a
Strongest
It's just really bad.
stretch.
Is that the Indian restaurant?
Is it bad? Is it normally good or is it just?
I mean, I've never ordered from this Indian restaurant before, so, but
Can't go wrong with the pizza.
So now we are supposed to use align items.
This? It's huge.
I look at a line.
So easy though.
And
Where is
What's
this?
the point of eating this out?
Where is it? Here it's all.
that's how then.
Flexing.
Flexing.
Yay.
Wanna know the way to mix it? Split it up?
But,
It's finished.
ooh, it's
Oh my gosh,
complicated.
what is it? Center? How do
What are we
you,
gonna do,
Oh, we
guys?
need two.
how do you do the cross?
Align item center.
Is it justify content?
Oh, justify content. What is
Actually, this one's-
center?
Center.
I don't.
Oh,
Oh,
Did you know that there's a one attribute shortcut for this?
really?
It's called place items.
Hmm?
I
ah,
learned about
What
it.
the fuck is that?
Place item center. Can you even try it in this?
It's a non-binary
We'll just try it on the next one. Oh.
place items.
Yeah.
No, it's like center, right?
Center, center.
Center.
whoa.
That work?
Browser by mouse.
Oh.
I will verify.
Center and center. Center stretch.
Oh,
I've never actually used it. I'm sorry about it.
ooh.
Oh, this is a nice game. Long.
Yeah, that's a very nice game.
This would be align items and.
Let's
No, you need to like, the direction, right?
Justify content, the around, space around.
So what is the difference between align items and display content? So the align item is the overall particular box, like where it should go in vertical axis. I guess.
Line items is
Why would you
the off
have to-
axis,
I love that.
just like
part.
content is the main axis.
justify content says where it goes along this dotted line. And then line items.
Justify.
Yeah, you can say the x-axis. And then line items is along this axis.
Can you show that chart you had at the end again?
Can we go back?
The table? Yeah. Depending on.
Yeah, so justify content is the main axis. So this one's flex direction
Reverse.
column.
Oh, it's a line.
So it's the opposite. So it's not, so when you said the x-axis before, that's actually the y-axis here. And then the cross-axis is this one, that's what a line item specifies.
Can we go back to the demo or the game?
Yeah.
Are you getting to the bottom? A line items. Okay.
No, align items based, yeah.
So line items is the perpendicular axis.
In this example, but I think I already read what Philip said is that you can control by saying whether you want to go or
It's always the perpendicular axis, so you can think of it that way. Right, to the,
perpendicular access to the content.
to the direction that your items are.
So it's always perpendicular to the flow of the Flexbox, which is, in this case, it's this way, it's horizontal.
You can reverse too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a line items or vice direction reverse or.
The flex direction, row reverse.
Oh, wow.
What?
That's so fun.
No, it doesn't show it, but this is the key line.
You can use CSS to flip the order of shit? That's,
Wow.
that's
You
wild.
can also write a script to which
Arbitrarily order things with the order attribute.
Yeah.
Like you get.
Why would you ever want that?
That's messed up.
I don't like arbitrary.
Yeah, there's no game, it's just CSS.
Yeah, what if you can't override HTML? You just have a CSS override.
It's MySpace.
I used to do a lot of those.
What if we just have
How do
like,
you do any kind of
logic?
He avoided doing logic, I think, I mean.
Sounds like a boring game.
any conditional? I think that would be really-
It was, I forget exactly how it worked, but there's some way you can do state, there's some way to do
do
state.
you
Like
regenerate CSS on the fly or he just has one CSS file?
No, it was just one CSS file.
Hmm.
It was like pretty clever, like,
Well, not handle clicks, but like
a click.
quick interactions effect.
Covered.
Interactions append CSS classes or something or?
Somebody wrote this.
Here we go.
Can't find it.
That's another game.
Oh,
There we go.
Pure CSS?
Where are the colors? Oh, there we go.
It's sometimes
Yes,
possible
you
to write crazy.
Oh, wait,
things
what?
in CSS.
Whenever it gets out of bounds.
What's that?
No, I said something, yeah.
My friend like manually drew
Oh, it could
something
Wait, so there is a
using
state.
CSS polygon.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way to do state, I don't know.
It's
You
not
look at
actually.
Yeah, you can look
I'll
at
just override to the div.
explain it. No, you don't, it's because it's just CSS. There's no
All right, I'm gonna stop the
You
recording.
don't actually need state to this, because it's not like you can.
Yeah, it doesn't